first 2 days were very manageable. We were going at a pace that was slow enough that didn't intimidate us, that made us realize that the goal really was to go slowly and get to the top. Day 3 was our first real steep climb. That was going from Kikilelwa camp up to Mwenzi Tarn Hut. Mwenzi Peak being the second highest peak on Kilimanjaro. And we were going to be camping at the foot of Mwenzi Peak that night. Let's go. 3 kilometers, 700 meters of vert. It's going to be hectic. It's going to be fun. Once we reached 4,000 meters, that was as high as any of us had ever been.
Everybody say amazing.
Amazing! But we knew we were far from finished. But again, pole. Going at a speed that made us feel comfortable. And look at this champion over here. We were able to keep our breath controlled, deal with the weather, and eventually arriving at Mwenzi Tarn Hut in the rain.
Home.
Arriving at 12 o'clock that day though, we knew we had plenty of time to relax. We spent that afternoon just chilling. We couldn't really do much because of the rain, so we were just playing cards and relaxing. That night, however, was the first time that I experienced a form of altitude sickness.
Good morning from day 4. I didn't get much sleep last night. Unfortunately, I had quite a bad headache. I can hear that the morning coffee, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
Okay, I had a bit of a headache last night, but
Now?
now a little bit better.
Okay.
Check it out. So like I said, unfortunately, I didn't get much sleep last night, but the headache has kind of gone, so feeling better. I did get up last night to take a couple photos because the cloud cleared. I could see the moon, could see the mountain, which was really awesome. Now we've got the 10K hike to Kibo today, but first some coffee and then pack up and then breakfast. What an incredible sight to wake up to. Makes the headache worth it. There we go. Start of day 4. We're leaving Mwenzi Tarn Hut. We're off to Kibo. As I said, the mountain changes very quickly, and shortly before we began our next hike to the Kibo hut, the clouds came back in, and that day was once again a rainy hike. But we reached tea break. Jumbo, brother. With good gear, we stayed warm, we stayed dry. Asante sana. Tea break over. Back into the rain. There's something very meditative about it. You just look down at the feet in front of you that are walking along, you stay in rhythm, you're controlling your breath. You're thinking about why you're doing this, for our mom, for ourselves, and you just go through the motions until eventually we reached Kibo Hut. 4,720 meters. Well done, guys. The plan was to have a very early night, to wake up at 11 p.m. that night and begin our summit hike at midnight in order to get to the Uhuru Peak by sunrise.
The host with the most.
This is beef skewers.
Beef skewers. Oh, amazing.
Oh my word!
This is our last meal before summiting. Well, before attempting the summit. The weather just kind of keeps coming and going. I think we're just being quite composed at the moment because this is going to be quite an intense hike. So yeah, that's about that.
I woke up at 10 o'clock that evening, feeling well rested, coming out of my tent, and once again being treated to one of the most spectacular night skies. We could see back towards Mwenzi Peak and just stars. It was absolutely incredible.
It is 12:15 on Tuesday the 27th of February. We're going to start our summit hike. See you at the top.
I don't have a lot of footage of the ascent. I unfortunately lost my breath after we passed 5,000 meters and I just could not get it back.
Just had a break somewhere around 5,000 meters up. We're starting to see the snow. It's definitely not to be underestimated.
But we had to keep going. There was no stopping. The higher we got, the colder it got. I questioned whether I would be able to make it a few times. We had come so far, we had done so much to get there. There was no turning back.
there was only one option, and that was to get to the top. I remember looking down at the snow. I was using trekking poles. I got myself in a mantra just saying that this was for mom. This was for mom, and there was no giving up. And eventually, after what felt like a lifetime of trudging up that mountain, we looked up and we finally saw the infamous signpost. It was an emotional release.
Yo, I'm so fucked up actually.
Relief, disbelief, in a blizzard of all things. Did not expect that. -9 degrees, but we did it. We took our pictures with the sign. We took the pictures with our mom, like we had done at all the camps on the way up, at every camp, with every camp post. Alexa and I made our way to a little clearing at the top away from where everyone was gathered, and we scattered her ashes on the top of the world. We had done it for her, and we had done it for ourselves. And then as quick as it came, it went. Our guides told us it's time to go. And now the challenge was still to get down. But when we got to the bottom, I looked at my watch, and it had been 10.5 hours since we set off on that summit hike. Our incredible team had made us a cake with our names on it, congratulating us for having summited the Uhuru Peak. As soon as we had enjoyed our victory cake, we were told that we had to pack up our bags.
Another 11 k's today to the next campsite.
And then the trek down started. And with every 100 meters that we descended and every kilometer that we passed, I started feeling better and better. My energy was coming back, my breathing was coming back, and the sense of accomplishment just grew and grew and grew.
We're in our new camp. I'm buggered. Yeah, tomorrow is like almost 20 k's of walking. What an adventure this has been.
Jambo wana, habari gani, nzuri sana, wageni, wakaribishwa, Kilimanjaro, hakuna matata.
The next day came, our last slog, a 20-kilometer hike from Harombo Hut down to the Marangu Gate. Exhausted, but my heart was full. My sister and I had done what we set out to do, aided by her incredible boyfriend James, who was so supportive of us. We had successfully climbed Kilimanjaro.
We have ascended, summited, and descended Kilimanjaro.
So just remember, the energy is always inside you. Don't let it go to waste. There's a lot of life out there to be lived, so go live it. I'm Chris Tucker. Thanks for watching.